Welcome to the Depth Dive. We are jumping right in today, really getting into the sources on a pretty big evolutionary leap in knowledge transfer.
Yeah, the launch of EON-XR 11.2.
Exactly. We've got a stack of material here detailing this massive update from EON Reality, and it looks like they're really focusing hard on, well, tightly integrating advanced AI into their VR and AR learning system.
Which they've already established, yeah.
Right. So our mission today is to quickly unpack how this update pioneers these new AI capabilities and, how it fundamentally changes the experience for users, particularly we're thinking large institutions, enterprises.
Hmm.
We want to show you, the listener, how this new tech is promising to make education, training, well, faster, definitely more accurate, and just far more engaging than, say, reading a manual.
Or watching a standard video lecture, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more than just a software refresh, It feels like a real strategic shift.
How so?
Well, what stands out in the sources, I think, is the deep architectural work. They seem really dedicated to integrating advanced AI, but AI that's, like, purpose-built for verification, for trust.
Okay.
They've combined dynamic visuals, robust tracking, all into one unified platform. It's a significant move, really about turning static knowledge into something active, measurable, and critically highly accurate for immersive training.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
Because when people hear AI training tool, I think the first thing that comes to mind is accuracy or lack thereof.
Right. The hallucination problem.
Exactly. We've all seen large language models just go off the rails. So how do you trust an AI to teach something really high stakes, like, I don't know, nuclear reactor maintenance or surgical procedures?
Clever question.
And EON-XR 11.2 seems to tackle this head-on with this EON Train AI feature, the advanced document support part.
That's the core of it, I think.
The power here, at least according to the sources, seems to be the scope of the input. You can now upload entire courses, full maintenance docs, detailed experience scenarios.
Which are their term for the VR era modules, yeah.
Right, so you feed the AI not just a paragraph, but the whole syllabus, the whole operating manual.
And what's really fascinating is the mechanism they're using for verification. This is the crucial bit.
Okay.
The AI engine gets trained using the user's own validated data. So if you're an automotive company, the AI learns your specific repair sequence, your tolerances.
Okay.
Or if you're a medical school, it learns your curriculum, not just some generic version.
So it's walled off in a way.
Exactly. This focused approach, and they combine it with leveraging OpenAI's Responses API for the processing side. That's how they significantly cut down on hallucination.
Right.
The AI isn't just, dreaming up an answer. It's constrained. It has to generate content that's strictly grounded in and verifiable against the specific source materials you fed it.
That makes sense.
And that level of content integrity, it's critical, especially for compliance, high-stakes training.
Okay, that immediately brings up a question, though. For big organizations, right? If I'm a global company or a major university, doesn't training the AI only on my proprietary stuff risk creating knowledge silos?
Yeah, that's a good point.
How does the AI make sure learners still get the, broader foundational knowledge without just making stuff up?
Well, that's where the system design seems clever. It maintains a separation, it looks like, between the sort of foundational LLM capabilities and that content verification layer you just mentioned.
Okay.
The proprietary data acts as the immediate ground truth. It ensures the final output, the actual XR lesson, is auditable. It sticks strictly to the curriculum or procedure you approved.
Auditable. That's key for regulated industries.
Absolutely. Think pharma, aerospace, energy. For them, it's not just accuracy. It's having a verified, auditable training chain. It has to meet strict regulatory standards.
So it turns AI training from a potential risk into, well, a compliance advantage. Okay, so that covers reliability. That's the foundation. But training still needs to, stick. And that takes engagement.
Right.
So here's where it gets really interesting, I think. They've worked on turning that reliable content into visually dynamic experiences.
Yeah, they clearly get that in the immersive world, visuals are key for memory. The sources really highlight these new AI-generated hero images.
Tell me about this.
Okay, so for every scenario the AI creates, it automatically spits out 4 dynamic, pretty high-quality images. And crucially, these aren't just generic stock photos. No, they're tailored specifically to that lesson's goals. So they enrich the visual narrative right away.
And the integration of these visuals is important too, right? The sources mentioned the enhanced AI avatars actually reference these hero images.
Yes. During the lecture flow, during the simulations, The avatar guiding the lesson is actually interacting with the visual story the AI just created.
That makes the whole thing feel much more cohesive, more personalized than maybe older versions.
Definitely, it ties it all together.
And beyond the visual flair, there are some pretty major quality of life improvements too. Things that directly impact how students learn and instructors teach.
Like what?
For instance, during the main lecture phase, there's now full 3D object manipulation support.
Oh, that's huge, practically speaking.
Yeah, why?
Well, before, a lecture might just show you an object.
Yeah.
Now you can actually, virtually pick up, turn, rotate, inspect the lesson object. Maybe it's a complex engine part or something. Right there during the lecture.
So it moves from just passive viewing
to active inspection, which we know helps memory retention massively.
But is it smooth? In the headset, lag can totally ruin the immersion, especially with detailed 3D models.
Yeah, that's always the worry. But the feedback from early tests, what we're seeing in the sources, suggests it's a much improved experience. Which makes sense with another key point we saw.
Which is?
The stability boosts. This update includes full compatibility with Android 15, API 35.
Okay, why is that important?
It's vital. For large-scale rollouts in companies or universities, stability and device coverage are just non-negotiable. API 35 compatibility means better performance, better reliability across more hardware.
Gotcha. And what about the people actually making the content, the instructors, the trainers? Any goodies for them?
Absolutely. For demonstrators, instructors, they've added better controls. Things like being able to manually move the avatars around.
Oh, okay.
And disabling the auto-follow function when you're recording. Anyone who's tried to record a smooth VR demo knows how tricky that can be.
Right. You want control.
Exactly. Having that granular control over the virtual stage, that's a huge practical win for content creators and presenters.
We also saw a bunch of smaller but still important platform updates mentioned. Things like improved visual feedback in the knowledge simulator.
Yep. Refined navigation, better audio feedback, like improved button sounds, which seems small but adds up.
Yeah, polish.
And full screen playback support for videos during the lecture flow. They seem to be smoothing out all those little friction points.
Makes sense.
Oh, and we should probably mention one little housekeeping note. It's often the trade-off for these big AI and stability pushes.
With that?
They retired the custom persona feature.
Ah, so you can't make your own avatar from scratch anymore.
Right. The predefined ones are still there, but they're clearly putting their resources into platform performance and that new AI engine rather than, niche avatar customization.
Focus. Okay. So we've hit accuracy backed by proprietary data. We've hit engagement boosted by AI visuals and 3D interaction. Now, the third critical piece for any educational system, measurement.
Knowing if it actually worked.
Exactly. You need to know if the learning is sticking, if you're getting ROI. And EON-XR 11.2 seems to focus heavily on tracking here. They call it integrated user analytics.
With specific cross-phase tracking. That's the key phrase.
Oh, cross-phase. Explain that.
So it's deep tracking that saves results across 3 distinct learning phases. And those phases are critical. First, the lecture phase, that's more passive viewing.
Okay.
Second, the engagement phase. That's the hands-on simulation part. And third, the assessment phase, the formal testing. The system tracks metrics across all 3.
And what's the benefit of tracking all 3 separately?
Well, if you connect this to the bigger picture, this kind of multi-phase tracking is pretty transformative. It lets the learner and the instructor immediately compare results from multiple sessions over time.
Ah, so not just a final score.
Exactly. You don't just get a pass-fail. You see where the friction happened. Was it during the passive viewing part, the lecture? Or was it when they tried the hands-on bit, the engagement?
Pinpointing the problem.
Right. And this monitoring lets the system give tailored improvement suggestions, all centralized in one analytics dashboard. It closes that learning loop instantly, really efficiently.
Closing the loop quickly, yeah, that's crucial. And speaking of new tools that streamline things, they've launched some apparently groundbreaking new products alongside 11.2, expanding the platform's utility and access.
Yeah, we saw 2 major rollouts focused on utility and streamlining. EON Career Compass is now officially live, refresh content, and importantly, single sign-on, SSO integration.
Why is SSO such a big deal?
For massive institutions, SSO is the gold standard for security and just reducing friction. You don't want thousands of employees or students juggling separate logins just for training materials. It's a nightmare.
Right. Simplifies everything.
And joining that is the newly launched EON Entrepreneur Guide, also features that unified SSO login.
So a clear push to streamline access across their whole suite of tools.
Definitely. Making the entire ecosystem accessible from one single verified entry point. Smart move.
But the real, maybe the true game changer here, the feature that could profoundly impact content creation speed is the preview of EON Brainy.
Yes, the AI learning assistant.
It's got a major UI refresh, new mic controls, all designed for what they call natural conversational learning.
It sounds pretty futuristic.
Wait, let's dive into that a bit more, though. The potential sounds immense, but the concept, it's almost sci-fi, right? I just talk about a procedure and poof, it generates an XR training module.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But how does it manage that verification step we talked about earlier, the accuracy thing?
Okay, so that seems to be the core innovation here. You converse naturally with the AI. You ask it to build a lesson. Say, teach me how to operate this specific machine described in Manual 4B.
Right.
And because the system is already trained on that manual, your proprietary data, right?
So, okay. It connects back.
Exactly. The powerful result is the automatic creation of complete EON-XR experiences. That means verified, ready-to-use VR or AR training sessions, just from that conversation.
And that is next-level speed for content generation.
It really is.
You're essentially removing weeks, maybe months, of traditional instructional design, 3D modeling, coding.
The barrier to entry for creating high-fidelity, verified training content, it feels like it just dissolved overnight with this.
Wow.
Now, the sources do note this is currently a video preview. Selected users are getting early access. But the potential speed and the built-in verification, that's what makes 11.2 feel like such a massive leap, not just an incremental update.
It shifts the whole focus, doesn't it? From the difficulty of creating content
To immediate application of it.
Okay, so let's try and bring this all together then. EON-XR 11.2. It delivers key advancements pretty much across the board.
Seems like it.
Content creation grounded in user data for accuracy, for compliance, visual engagement boosted by AI images, full 3D interaction, and then robust multi-phase analytics providing that immediate feedback loop for improvement.
Yeah, it absolutely aligns with that vision Dan Lidgerskar mentioned in the sources. He said, this release affirms our mission to make education more engaging, personalized, and accessible, and continues to revolutionize how the world learns.
It sounds like they're delivering an automated assembly line for immersive, verified training.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But, this does raise a really important question. For everyone listening, particularly if you work in training or education, given the power of something like EON Brainy, automatically generating a complete verified XR training session just from a natural conversation, what is the future role of the traditional curriculum developer or the instructional designer?
Good question.
The skills needed are shifting, aren't they? Maybe away from the nuts and bolts of technical content creation.
And more towards
Curriculum validation, application strategy, strategic deployment. So the provocative thought for you listening is, what skills will you need to prioritize? How do you adapt to this rapidly automating, AI-driven learning environment?
Yeah, the creation barrier dissolving means the focus snaps right onto application and assessment. That's a challenge and an opportunity for the workforce of the future.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into what really does feel like a massive leap forward with EON-XR 11.2. We definitely encourage you to check out the full release notes for all the nitty-gritty details.
Lots more in there.
For sure. And we'll catch you on the next deep dive.